talk about the aliens on Star Trek Discovery. And because I want to talk shit about aliens and I don't want aliens to read my mind, I have my special tinfoil hat and tinfoil sunglasses. The thing about aliens on Star Trek is that in Star Trek, humanity was aspiring to be a certain way, like an ideal that Gene Roddenberry had for humans to have no more conflict, no more poverty, no more war, a certain ideal that we should strive for. And the aliens in Star Trek, all the different alien species stood for characteristics that we should get rid of. Like the Klingons, they were really warlike, really aggressive, and Romulans, they are really devious, plotting and scheming in a political way, and the Ferengi were the plotting and scheming in a capitalist way, that always trying to get a gain out of something, and the Cardassians, they had the quality of being really focused on firepower, really being focused on the military, meaning who should have something to say. Like in a Cardassian society, the military has the weapons, therefore the military should give the orders. So you had this really neat, well-constructed world where humanity was all the ideals that we as a humanity today in the 20th or 21st century should aspire to, and the alien species were the various things we should discard. And it had a really cool symbolic character, like us as our ideal, facing the things of our past that we wish to get rid of. And in turn, Star Trek Discovery, the aliens, what were they like? Like, what are they like? It's the Vulcans. They're like really dark and really brooding and really hate humanity and are really condescending. And the Klingons, and they're really dark and really condescending, really brooding, and they hate humanity. And we met an Andorian, and he's like really dark and really brooding and really hates humanity. We met a Tellarite, and he's like really dark and really brooding and he really hates humanity. And the Kelpians and Ba'ul that we met, they're like really dark. They're so dark, so grim, and they're really brooding, you know, everything is serious, and they don't really like humanity. And they're all exactly the same. And they don't stand for anything. They just stand for being like aliens. They're really dark. They're all really dark. No matter what species, they're all really dark and brooding, and they really don't like humanity. They're all, wow, I'm so dark, so grim. I'm an alien, so dark, so grim. Obviously, the writers didn't have any imagination, but that's just me not liking Star Trek Discovery. If you're a person liking Star Trek Discovery, if you're like Steve Shice watching right now, tell me, what do you get out of the different alien species on Star Trek Discovery, and tell me, what exactly is the difference between them? They're all exactly the same. They're all like really, oh, we're so dark, so brooding, so intense, so grim. We're Star Trek Discovery aliens. We're Vulcans, we're so dark. We're Klingons, we're so dark. We're Andorians, we're so dark. We're Tellarites, we're so dark. We're Kelpians and Ba'ul, we're so dark. Wow. What exactly is the difference between any of them, and thereby what exactly do they stand for? What are they trying to express with these alien species? That's really the point. It was like that in Star Trek, and obviously John Michael Straczynski took that over in Babylon 5. Like every alien species stood for a certain human quality. And in Star Trek Discovery, what different qualities do these aliens stand for? They stand for the quality of being really dark and really condescending and really feeling superior and really being like, oh, we're aliens, we're so dark, wow. And Vulcans and Klingons and Andorians and Tellarites and Kelpians and Boo exactly act the same way. How dark they are, how brooding they are, how intense they are, how grim they are, how condescending they are. What is the difference? Why have different alien species that all stand for the exact same thing? How stupid. How do you want to create a science fiction story from having different alien species that are all exactly the same? And it's really, aside from how lazy a writing that is, that's just, it doesn't lead to anything. How can you make a story from having all these different aliens that are all exactly the same? How many stories do you want to write from identical aliens? Like, do you want to have Star Trek Discovery to have a 7-season run like TNG and Voyager and Deep Space Nine? How? Where are the possibilities? How could you make 7 seasons of that if everything is the same, if there is no option to create stories from anything? How? You cannot make stories from that. So it's not just lazy writing, it's writing that doesn't have any foresight, it's just stupid. And how is anyone supposed to get into that? I know some people got into that for whatever reasons, because the effects are so flashy or whatever, or the action or whatever. How do you want to make actual stories of that? Everything is the same. You have different alien species that are all exactly the same, and you cannot make stories from that. And that way is just stupid. You cannot make anything from that, and it's a waste of time. Why have these different aliens if they all suck because they're all identical? That's just stupid, and that's just a waste of time, and that's just... Why do you do that? And who would want to see that?